We have Ray Mansfield, founding partner of QC Entertainment, and we are really privileged to actually have Ray join us today, especially with his very, very checkered career and very impressive background. I'm going to read out a couple of aspects, Ray, if you don't mind. 12 Academy Award nominations with 2 wins, 7 Golden Globe nominations with 1 win, 7 BAFTA nominations with 1 win, AFI, Grammy. Gosh, I mean, it's such an impressive list right there. Ray, what a pleasure to actually have you speak to the Vitrina community. Your voice goes out to about 150,000 of our key community members who are all very, very excited to listen to thought leaders and creators and experts and specialists such as yourself. A real pleasure to have you today speaking with us.
Thank you very much. And congratulations on building such a big community.
Thank you. Thank you. And, the place where I would love to start is really an elevator pitch. QC Entertainment has done some really exemplary work. You've actually made some recent announcements of some new and exciting projects. And maybe that could be a great place for us to start. If you can give us a little bit about the background of the company and also the way it got started and what are the key aspects that you're focused on right now. That'd be great.
Sure. So QC Entertainment is kind of the dream for us in that, it's a company that I get to run with my friends, and we have our own in-house financing. We develop our own material. We get to produce with the filmmakers that we choose to produce with. If you would have told the younger version of myself that went to film school 20, almost 30 years ago, I would be pinching myself that I was able to make a career like this. It's something, we're a full service production financing company. Most of the projects we're producing we're jumping on board from concept. We're not, we will take on spec scripts. We will take on projects that are already in process, but for the most part, the projects that we've had the most success with and had the most fun with are projects where we got involved at the concept phase, at a pitch. And that's something that is surprisingly unique and rare in Hollywood. Everyone's always looking for the thing that can go right now. They want it laid out for them to where they can just say yes or no. But for us, we actually enjoy the process. We love the filmmaking process. We love the development process. We love story. That's what got all of us into the industry in the first place. And it's also the area where we find that we build the most trust with our filmmaking partners in that development process, so that we know the story inside and out. We know why every decision in the script was made, so that when we get those hard days on set, we're able to make educated suggestions about ways to adjust when we have unforeseen issues, whether that be a weather issue or whatever's coming at you that you can't control. We know what the filmmaker was going for. What is the essential information from this scene? How are we going to reblock this scene or shoot it and cover it in a way that we can get in and out of it with the information we need and the scene that we need artistically and still make our day. And it's interesting to me how so many people want to skip over that part of the process when I don't really know how you can do the production part of the process without a deep involvement in the development part of the process. But I understand on a business perspective why you would want a script and a package to just be delivered right to you and it's this much money and it's a yes or a no. I understand that on a business side, but on a producerial side of I want to do the best work I can do for the filmmaking team, I really feel like the development process has been a key component to our success. Beyond that, we are on-set producers. We're there every minute of every day, often driving in to set with our filmmaker, driving home from set with our filmmaker. We negotiate all of the agreements. So we're looking at every sentence in every contract, and we're looking at every sentence in every screenplay. And we are also oftentimes in the editing room, and we're then oftentimes handling the distribution deals. And so having those relationships with the distributors, negotiating those deals, we will partner with the major agencies where they've attached a key piece of talent to the project. But for the most part, we're handling those. Sometimes we do those by ourselves without an agency, like we did for the television series Poacher, which we completely produced and financed independently and sold back to the market. That was something we did not do with an agency. We just handled 100% of that production from concept with Richie Mehta through distribution entirely in-house. And, I haven't met a lot of companies who actually do the A to Z on
Right.
these projects. And, we happen to be a small group of people who really genuinely love every aspect of the process. And so have enough of an interest in all of the areas that we see the art and craft in every part of the process, that we've made, taken enough of an interest that we've developed working skills in those areas. And it also, one of the things that we found over the course of our careers is that you get these large groups of people, and managing the group becomes a key part of the job, as opposed to managing the film itself or the television show itself. And, one of the important parts of our process and our system has been keep that group as small as possible and focus all your effort on the thing you're making. So it's not about managing everybody's competing agendas or what they're hoping they can get out of the project. It's all of us are here because we have our eye on the thing we're creating. And that I think has also been, when they say, what's your unfair advantage in the marketplace? Ours has been the fact that we don't have to go raise money for each of these projects. It takes so much of the legwork, so much of your attention is spread thin. I did for a good decade. I did the thing where you're just raising pieces of money and you're doing the international sales and you're getting bank loans and you're trying to fill little tranches of equity and you're doing completion bonds and inter-party agreements and all of these things. And there's just simply no emotional or focused bandwidth to then sit with the filmmaker and have fun and create the thing. And so for us to be able to have our own in-house financing has enabled us to focus on the thing we're creating. And that's really, I think, a key reason why, a lot of people are like, you guys have such a great track record. What's your secret? And it really has been putting the film or TV show itself above every single person, above anyone. If the thing we're creating isn't the most important thing, then you're probably not the right person for the team. And, it doesn't always work out that way, even when you go in eyes wide open, hoping, and that's how it's going to be. It doesn't always go that way, but, we try to create that environment, and we try to keep the filmmaker protected from a lot of the noise around the production so that they can focus and do the best work they can do.